Hey guys, welcome back. Just out here on the water, just launched about 10 minutes ago and I've got down to where I want to fish. And today I'm going to be chasing bream and some perch, throwing lucky crafts around. We've got the tides just sort of hit high about an hour ago, so we're getting the run out. So we'll get the start of the run out. We're going to fish that run out tide all the way into the low. So hopefully there's a few fish about. I've just sort of pulled up to where I want to sort of start roughly, and I'm just going to get on the Hummingbird and see if I can find any out on the side imaging on the flats, because at the moment we're in about 3 meters, but we're going to get up into about 80 to 90 centimeters of water and throw little lucky craft flash minnows and maybe even some top water if the fish are pushing right up in the reeds there. So stay tuned. Hopefully we can put a few bends in some rods and yeah, whack them. So I've just pulled up and as you can see on the side image in there, all those little white lines just going off the edge there, they're all fish of some sort, and I'm about sort of 30-40 meters off the bank, and they're sitting at about 25 meters. So I reckon I'm going to tie on a flash minnow and I'm going to start casting, and it won't be long until we find them, I reckon, because it looks like they're pretty thick, as you can see there. Now that is ready to go. That's going to smash them. How good's that colour? Finally got the hooks to stick. Not big, but finally caught a few, and then I've just missed about 5 in a row. Only a small fish, this one. There's that lucky craft, side of the mouth. They love them. There's that little perch. Let's hope they get a bit bigger. Yep, here we go. Oh, that's a better fish, I think. He's got a bit of weight. I see him flashing out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's a good fish. Back it off and go easy now, because I've had a few hooks, I don't want to say it, but pull. This one I'm going to need the net for sure. He's a good fish. Oh yeah. Crunch that flashy. I haven't even had a good look. I just seen a big flash and a big boil when he took off. He's dogging it out though. For a perch, they don't normally fight this good. He's not even that big. I think he'd be mid-40s, but he's just fighting good. There we go. He's a good fish. He's just full of muscle. Here's that fish. I don't know how big he is, but he's a good one. It'd be, I reckon, 45, 46, something like that. On a flash minnow, just hanging out the side of his mouth there. But he crunched that just on that pause. I've dropped a few fish early on, And some of them I reckon were like this because they were pulling a bit of drag and hooks would pull. So don't know what was going on. I just might have just been missing it or not getting it down properly. But yeah, look at him. He's a beautiful fish, and he fought really hard. They go real hard on this tidal water here. So we'll pop that hook out. Might give him a quick measure, but I reckon he's 45, 46. And yeah, we'll get him back. There's that lure. The side of it, he wasn't getting off. Good flash minnow. And a good EP. Push him up. Make sure his mouth's closed. As closed it can be. There we go. Look at that, big fish. There's that perch there. 40, just over 48-ish, I think. How awesome's that? Catching them on jerk baits in 90 centimetres of water on the flats here and getting quality fish like that. It was, yeah, 48 and yeah, good fat fish. Crunched it, and yeah, in this shallow water with plenty of tide, they actually fight really hard. So we'll try and get a few more. I think we'll definitely get a few more. They're sort of coming on now. It's a bit slow early on, and but now that tide's starting to push and move, it seems like it's firing them up a bit. But here it is. That's the one that just got that real big one. It's a pretty out there wacky colour, orange belly, chartreuse sort of top. But the reason I've chosen this one as well, the water's actually not too bad. It's not too dirty. But because it's real shallow, I can actually see this lure coming back for probably half the way. And so I can see where it is, see it pause, and a lot of the time you'll see the fish sort of come up behind and flash and before they eat it. So it's more of a visual thing for me rather than the fish, because I can see it and see what that lure's doing as I'm working it back in. So that's the reason I've chosen this one. As I said, it's not that dirty. It's pretty clear water actually, but visually for me, it makes it a lot easier to see the action of that lure. So I can see that lure now coming back. It's about a foot and a half down. And yeah, a lot of the time you will see the perch or the bream sort of come up behind it, because you can actually see where your lure is. You roughly know if there's a fish around or if it's going to come up and eat it. You'll see it happen before it actually does. So just quickly while I'm here, I'll just run you through the gear I'm using. Obviously you've seen the flash minnow 65. It's a fan favourite, especially up in Gippsland for bream and perch. Really good on the flats, and has been for a number of years. Rod wise, I'm using the Ones Micro 702L. One of my favourite rods for this style of fishing. Both hard bodies and plastics. You can do everything. It's nice, light in the tip, which allows you to work these lures and like really twitch that rod without moving it away from the strike zone, but just sort of like keeping it in that spot. So yeah, especially for perch and bream, they like that when you can just jiggle that lure, or you know, like twitch it in front of them without moving it too far away from them. So it's really good. Braid using I think that's 12-pound assegai in the Sunline, real high vis, so when the fish are a little bit finicky, you can really see that line and the bites with the pluck. So it's sort of, yeah, conditions like this, it's a bit dull and overcast. It makes it really easy to be able to see that line and see where your lure is. And yeah, leader, what have I got here? Is it 10 or 8? 8-pound, new 8-pound FC rock. New and improved, it's better. It ties better than the old stuff. It's just, yeah, I love it. So get into it, and yeah, we'll throw this out and get another fish. perch on the flash minnow. Not as big as the other one, but yeah, another nice fish. That sort of low 40, or maybe 40 centimetre model on the lucky. Get that out. But that's that fish. Another nice one. Put him back. There we go. Very next cast. Pulling some drag. He's a nice one. He's choked it too. Fully choked it. There he is. Beauty. It's a nice fish. Another that 40 centimetre type model. Maybe a bit bigger. We'll get him out, show you how he is. Crunch that lure. That's gone, disappeared. Just the back treble hanging out its mouth. Look at that. How's that? That's that fish there. That's the lure. Always gets them. It'd be like that 36 to 38, I reckon. So it's gone. But good fun. Now, a lot of them are smaller fish. You just never know when that big one like that one before is going to come through and just donk it. So what I've been doing today is I've been working this bank. I found a fair few fish on the Hummingbird on the side imaging, and they were sort of scattered, a few here, a few there, but I knew they were here, and I've just been waiting for that tide to sort of drop down a little bit, because I think earlier on when I was getting the odd one here and there, I think they were pushed way up into the reeds, so you couldn't get a lure up into them because they're up there feeding. And now that stage of the tide, that water's sort of dropping back off into where you can cast and onto the bank there. So I think now I'm intercepting a lot more fish here with the Lucky Crafts. So it's been good now. Like the last sort of 15 minutes, I've pulled like 10 fish, I reckon. Not big, but you know, it's all good fun. So all I'm basically doing is just casting to the bank, letting that lure hit the water, and then just giving it a few quick twitches and crank it down and just get down to that sort of depth where it gets down to about a foot. Because what are we in? We're in 1 metre here, but it's probably about 60 centimetres to 90 centimetres up where I'm casting. And just getting it down to that depth where that lure sort of reaches, and then just sitting there basically just giving it a few little twitches and a lot of long pauses, so that current's bringing that lure down, or the flow's bringing that lure down naturally, and I'm basically just twitching it in that zone, and it's staying at that desired depth. And yeah, they're clunking it just on that pause. Yeah, it's been really good. So I'm sure we'll get a few more fish now. We just got to find a few bigger ones. We got a couple of nice ones earlier on, up to that sort of, you know, just under 50 mark, 48. And now most of those fish are that they schoolie size, 38 to 40, 35 to 40. But there'll be some bigger ones mixed in, no doubt. It's just a matter of getting through the small ones and banging a big one. So let's get out there. So I'll explain what I'm doing and show you. So basically, I'll just move up to where I need to be. Casting out up current, just giving a couple of sharp twitches to get that lure down, and now I'm just giving those short little sharp twitches like that, and that lure's racing back with the current. But plenty of pauses and just giving those little short sharp jabs once it's down, once I've given that those quick couple of jabs to get down to start with. So I'll get into position. We should catch one, I reckon. couple of quick jabs to get it down in the depth. Yep, straight away. And on the pause. They're climbing all over it now. It's almost a fisher cast basically. He's tiny, this one. He's the smallest one of the day, I reckon. But it doesn't matter. There it is, there's the result. He's tiny. But you can see exactly how I'm doing it. And the key is just giving it that couple of quick jabs at the start to get it down and get it swimming. And then it's just about keeping in contact with that line and just small little twitches. Couple of twitches to get down and pause. And then you basically just keeping in contact with that lure. With a few little just jabs, a few twitches. And that lure's coming down with the current pretty quickly now. It's racing. Yeah, there we go, it's racing out. And they're climbing all over it on that pause. The pause is the key. Getting it down to that depth and then the pause. Here's another small one. Where are those big ones gone? I'll use pliers. If I don't use pliers, I'll get a hook in the hand or the leg. It's easy as that. Once you find them, that's the hardest part too, finding them, but once you find them, you do those couple of little things, you'll catch them. Oh yeah, good fish. Nice. He would have ate that just under the surface there. Crunched it. A bit better than those schoolies, but not much. Fat fish, real good fish. Chunky little perch. They're going good for their size, these ones. He's fat as that one. Big, but geez, they're going hard. He's not a bad fish. It's a good fish. Good little fish, eh? Well, that's the morning session done. That wind's picked up a little bit out in the main lake, so I thought I'd get out of here, head back to the ramp. Caught a heap of fish this morning. Probably would have got, I don't know, 30 odd fish ranging in size, you know, small up to that sort of high 40s. But no, it was real good. They were fighting hard and they were smashing those flash minnows on the flats there in, you know, less than a metre of water. Yeah, by far my favourite lure to use for bream and perch, even trout as well in the shallow water. And yeah, as you can see, they definitely get eaten, and yeah, pretty easy to use too. So I'm just gonna head back to the ramp now, put the boat on a trailer and get out of here. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, there'll be plenty more videos coming up in the future, and yeah, hope you enjoy them.